you're in the quarterfinals again, 6th year in a row, which is an achievement. But how much do you want to win this competition?
A lot. The failure when I won this competition, yeah, definitely. We want to try. It's an honor to be here against the elite club like Bayern Munich, and yeah, we're happy to be here. Happy to be here. Only I can say so. It's not for granted. You have to deserve it. You have to play good 2 games and try to do the first tomorrow, and that's all.
But you know that question is coming at you all the time.
I came from 6-7 years ago when I arrived here, when I was appointed, when I was playing against the Stoke Cities and in the Premier League the first game. So you are here to win the Champions League. It's come every single season. I understand that. So I had said many times, we tried last season, we tried 2 seasons ago, we tried 3 seasons ago, every single season. But there are teams that you face that also they are good too, and they want to win it too. And my ambitions, I don't know the ambitions in their own lives, and every one of you, the people around the world, ambitions to be perfect in everywhere. So my ambitions is below. So I like to be in the Premier League where we are, in the FA Cup, play the semi-finals, being here again. That is my dream, to live it again, being here in front of you in a Champions League competition. And we want to try like we tried all the time, but that doesn't mean it's going to win, no. No, yesterday played a master, Jack Nicklaus. How many masters or how many grand majors have played in his career? How many? In the 30, 40 years as a golfer. 30 years for 4 majors, like it's a Champions League in comparison. How many? 120? 130? How many won? 18. Wow, how many? 18 with 130? He lose more than the win. That is a sport. In football, in golf, in basketball. Michael Jordan, the best athlete for me, basketball, football player, won 6 NBA titles. How many years played? 16. He lose more than win. So this game, all games, they are so difficult. The important is to be here and compete well, do our best, knowing that tomorrow at 9 o'clock you have to be perfect to try to get a good result to go to Germany. It's no more than that. I live my profession in that way. And after that, I lose. I'm not perfect. I'm not good. I'm not, every time I touch, it will be always, it's going to do. The important is still we are there. Still after winning what we won last season, I said many times, but that is my biggest compliment we can do as an organization, as a team. Still we are there.
Hi, Pep. Just on a wider issue, do you have a view on the incident yesterday between Andy Robertson and an assistant referee?
I hear it, but I didn't see it. I was watching by Munich and golf, so I saw highlights afterward, but in this question I didn't see it.
Right, or any thoughts on the wider issue of how the relationship?
No, they told me something happened, but I didn't see the image, so I cannot comment. But it's weird. It happened what the people said to me. I said, "Wow, it's happened." Yeah, it's happened. So I don't know what's happened.
You obviously come up against Thomas Tuchel tomorrow night, who beat you in the Champions League final in 2021. I know on Saturday you said you win some, you lose some. It'd be a pleasure to see him. But how long did it take you personally to get over that defeat? Is it something that comes back to you a lot, or do you just get over it and put it behind you straight away?
Well, I was not analyzing. Of course, it was sad, but I congratulated him and Chelsea for the victory. So it's happened. Reviewing the game a month later, so it was not as bad as I thought when I saw the game, but in the same time it was not a good performance at all. I would say a good performance maybe to win it, but it was a tight game, like all have been when we play in that period against Chelsea, but yeah, it's happened. So forgot it and being tried again.
Are you a manager? I mean, and we like this as a player who thinks more about the defeats than the trophies, the victories. A lot of players say that they're the ones that stick with them, the ones that got away. Do they stick with you more than the ones that you win?
The defeats and the victories?
Yeah.
No. The same level. And daily, yes, maybe daily when you win, and maybe it's what you have to do. When you lose, you are more concerned. But about the titles we won in the past, or the defeats, or you don't win, is forgotten. It's the same. Sometimes you win when you don't deserve it. Sometimes you lose when you don't deserve it. So I don't pay my attention what happened in the past. I'm not living. I'm not happier when I remember my victories. I'm no more so depressed when I remember our defeat. So it's part of the game.
Pep, how different is to prepare a game against a Bayern managed by Nagelsmann and a Bayern managed by Tuchel?
Well, both I think both are so creative managers. They shape the formations and the shape they play many times. We saw the 3 or 4 games that Thomas Tuchel with Bayern Munich played, and maybe tomorrow is going to do something new. So because they are so creative, both of them. So always we try to figure out the quality they have in all departments. So would have been difficult with Nagelsmann. Will be difficult with Tuchel. Let's try, but in the same time, and I don't pay much attention about them and focus what we have to improve a little bit our team to do it well tomorrow.
Hi, Pep. What were your thoughts when Thomas Tuchel got sacked by Chelsea, about 18 months after winning the Champions League? And now that he's back at Bayern again, what are your thoughts of that? Is he back where he belongs, do you think, as in terms of a major club?
So it's difficult for me to judge the reason why is the other clubs and the boards and the CEOs or the sport directors take a decision or hire or sack a manager. So I don't know. So I was a little bit surprised, like I was surprised now with Nagelsmann. So, but I don't know the reason why. The reason why I cannot give a real opinion. You know that when a manager is sacked and the next appointed manager is doing well, people say, well, good decision. And when it's completely the opposite, so the people miss the old manager. So, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Pep, do you feel you're playing your best football of the season so far? Have you peaked at the right time? I know in November before the World Cup you were saying it would be difficult to assess how everyone would be after a Winter World Cup. Do you feel you've timed it to perfection?
Well, before the World Cup, I said I didn't know what happened after World Cup because it's the first time we lived this situation, all the managers, the club, me included. That's why I didn't know it. So what I can say is the players react really well. If you say me you are in the good moment, I would say yes. But if you tell me about the first half in Southampton, I would say no. And in this competition, it's not about the form you are in the Premier League or FA Cup. It counts how you will perform 95 minutes during 90 minutes at 9 o'clock. It's the right tempo, right? This competition is to be good during these 95 minutes. That doesn't count what you have done 3 days ago. This competition, because in Southampton you can play good or bad. You have a lot, 8, 9 games to play. You're still or 10 or 11 or 12. Still there are moments. In this competition, you have to be perfect there. And who knows that? I don't know. If my decisions will be good, the players will perform well, the opponent will be good or not. So that's why the question is, tomorrow at 9, be ready.
Are you really enjoying it? Still involved in the hunt for the treble?
No, I'm so sad.
It's a happy time.
I'm so sad.
Hi Pep, you've talked about this supposed overthinking recently. I know on Friday you talked about the Lyon game and why you made the decisions for that. Sorry to go back to the Chelsea final again, but I don't think we've ever asked, in terms of the changes that you and the coaching staff made for that night, what was the logic, what was the reasoning on that occasion? What did you see?
I overthink, do you know why? Because I lose.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but regardless of the result, what was the...
No, regardless of the result, no. Is the result. The result is the point. We're doing the same we could have won in both games. Raheem missed a shot in the 6-yard box, and he alone did it. So regardless of overthinking, it's because we lose.
But it's a question about your decisions. What was the decision?
I had to take it. And there is plenty of reason why I took that decisions. Because
that's what I'd like to know. I think that's why people are interested.
I think I answered in that time. So, yeah, but I lose. So because the same doing even in many things like I'm overthinking and winning it, I'm a genius. Maybe the decision was wrong. In that moment during the game, maybe in good things came for our side, and after we take a decision that was exceptional, and many things happen. So I took the decision every time because I think it's the best for that moment, because I know the players, how they have performed, the opponent that they have. I take the decision. Knowing that it's going well, okay, it's a good decision, going bad is a bad decision. But that is not important. So there are reasons why I take it decisions. And I said at the same time, also Chelsea played that game, always had an incredible structure, always was difficult to punish them, always was too difficult to attack them. So it's happened. So I don't give too much credit when it's going well to say, oh God, how brilliant I was. In the same time, I'm not neither the other one. I have to feel, I'm convinced what I have to do, with the listen to opponents, from my gut, from my stomach. That is the best right now in that moment. There are players that playing in that moment now is not playing during the season. Players are playing regularly, and 2 months ago didn't play, not even 1 minute. Why change? No change anything. I see that the players, I see how they connect between each other. I see the opponents. I see my feelings, and take a decision. That's all.
I completely appreciate that you may be uncomfortable that we judge based on the result, and if you lose, then it's bad, and if you win, then it's good. But you said there you take decisions for many reasons. That's why I'm asking. I don't think in the last 2 years we've asked why you.
Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you why decisions I take against Lyon or against Chelsea in that moment. That moment, I'm going to tell you what it was the decisions. But listen, it's not about a regret about it. It's the business. So it's not going to change now from making this comment. It's going not to change it now. So it's normal. I said before, when I take a decision, I take it for 4 or 5 or 6 reasons that anyone knows it, and just my players. Because before the game, I tell you, I plan the game for this reason, because the opponent is the reason, or whatever. And after I say, it happened or not, it doesn't happen. So it happened, I was right, it doesn't happen. But anyone knows the reason why before. Like you judge if you win or we lose. That's all. Or the performance was nice or not nice. That's why, I have more info, but it's not time to say all the time what. They have to know the players. The players have to know it. That's all.
Yes, Holland said after Leipzig that you did not buy him only to win the league, because you know the league. How important is his lethalness in these big matches like this?
Sorry?
How important is Erling Braut Haaland's lethalness? Because he said that you didn't buy him only to win the league, but also the Champions League, How
important is Erling to win in the Champions League? We didn't just get him for the Premier League, but the Champions League.
Yeah, Erling is so important for us. I cannot deny it. So how many goals and how influenced it is, but it's the same. He came, of course, to help us to be here in the Champions League to try to win it, but at the same times to, in the same times to help us in daily, in the FA Cup, in the Premier League as well. So.
But is it different in these very tight, big matches to be able to get you over the line?
Yeah, of course, it's important to have a player like from nothing can score a goal. So of course, it's important. Of course it is, but at the same time we score many goals in many years. Champions League, I said many times, so against Monaco we scored 6 goals here and we are out. In Tottenham we scored 4 goals and we are out. In Madrid we scored 4 goals and we are out. So we score many goals in this competition. Maybe we were not solid enough, to defend. So always I had the feeling that we score with false nine, with Sergio, with Gabriel, with Erling now, with David Silva, with Gundo, with Kevin, with wingers, with Raheem, with Leroy, with Riyad now, with Jack. Always we have, we score goals. Always I think we was not, the problem in general.
Hi, but you said a few times that the reason you've decided to stay here for so long is because you feel comfortable. Is there something particular that City have done for you to give you that level of comfort that perhaps you didn't have at Bayern, which meant you only spent 3 years at Bayern?
No. Yeah, what the people say, like it's more longer time here, I'm happier here. No, but I would say no. I was in my hometown, in my country, Catalonia, in my club. What a dream, as a ball boy you start and became a manager. And after they called me Bayern Munich, I also had the feeling when Bayern Munich call you have to go. Because I think these trains pass, once. So they don't come quite often to be manager for Bayern Munich. And when they called me, said, okay, maybe it's a good opportunity to go there. I don't regret 1 second what happened there, how good take care of me, my family there. And that was a good experience in many senses. And now I'm here. And when I came here, I said many times, I didn't expect to stay as long as we are. Because life, when you organize what you're going to have in the future, normally it doesn't work. So I'm here and that's all.
Pep, you've played against Thomas Tuchel's teams in England and in Germany many times. What makes them so difficult to play against?
His creativity. He's so creative manager and yeah. good build-up and good connections, incredible good runners, attack really, really good in the spaces. And so, yeah. So a manager have done that perfect in Germany or his country, but after went to Paris and do really well, not just winning the French league or arrive in the final for the Champions League against Bayern Munich, and the way they play was really, really good, and also in Chelsea did a good job.
Hi Pep. Just with regard to the Champions League defeats you just mentioned, Monaco, Real Madrid, Tottenham, etc., and you sort of said maybe not solid enough in defence. What can you do to change that? Was it just human error? Because on those occasions, was it just bad luck, or
attack better, scores? To defend, we have to defend well and attack. The fact that we concede the goals, it doesn't mean tomorrow is going to happen or it's not going to happen. I'm not. It just put analyze with the question of, the goals. The goals, I think, was not the big problem. So we score goals, and of course we have to defend well. And we here in Germany, and of course they have a lot of weapons and threats for the speed, the quality they have, the mentality. But yeah, it's a good test for us. Always when I do talk about bias, how we behave. So at the end, these kind of games we compete against ourselves. So like I said before, so the moment I start a game, we have to perform our best, and our best doesn't. Of course, the opening is there, but we have to, every one of us in all departments, be focused and be what we are doing and what we have to do.
Is it again for Kyle Walker's pace?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Hi Pep. From your big experience in Europe in the Champions League, we all know how good Bayern is with their experience, but is it better to face a team with that mentality in the Champions League, or for example, another team with no experience but with unexpected factors? I'm talking about Napoli, who's doing so well, but with no Champions League experience. Thank you.
Are you from Italy?
Yeah.
Yeah? No, against Napoli I don't want to talk, otherwise the manager will be grumpy with me. So, he's so sensitive in Italy. No, the teams like Bayern Madrid, or they are used to to play there. As much you play this competition, as much you play it, as much you play quarterfinals, semifinals, finals, semifinals, finals with the same players, it's easier. You know the environment, you know the feeling. You had the feeling. I've been here. I've been here before, and I know what I have to. When I have to do it, of course, the fact the surprise for the new come like we were, because we played just one final Champions League final in our life. So always you have something, But in both sides, important is again the moment I start the game, you be your best. This is what makes absolutely the difference.
Hi, Pep. Bayern just have conceded 2 goals in this Champions League so far. You expecting a really close team for the match tomorrow? Maybe Bayern can control this first leg, try to have a great result to decide at home.
From my point of view, Bayern is not a team built to just thinking it's going to happen. The second leg is built to come here to win. From my experience when I was there, I had the feeling that it doesn't matter where you play, you have to be Bayern Munich, you have to try to win. If they defend more than maybe usual, it's because we are doing well. But if you are not doing well, we are going to defend more than usual. Not because I think the approach from Bayern Munich is coming here, set back, defend 90 minutes, make 2 or 3 transitions, and after we'll see what happens in Allianz Arena. I don't think so, but at the same time, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Thank you.